Hey guys, it's Gaijin Hunter, and this video is all about the Adept style. Adept style is the English term for Bushido style. Basically, in layman's terms, if you do an evade into an attack right before it hits you, you'll go right through it without taking any damage, and then your hunter will be able to run in and then do a special attack. Same thing works for guarding. If you can guard right before you get hit, you'll do a special counter attack, and that's without the need for evasion plus armor skills or guard plus as well. First up, the Great Sword. Now with the Great Sword, after you do the evade, you'll do this wonderful charging upward hit. Now be careful though, that upward hit will send teammates flying if you're doing it online. After the upward swing, you generally just evade out of it and back to business as usual, but if you have a really big opening, you can press and hold X to do a super speed strong charge. This is the same strong charge that you get in the guild style, only it does it really fast, and you can follow it up with a super swipe. Now it does take a huge opening, so in general you're not going to be using all the way up to the strong charge, but if you have the opening, just go for it. And yes, you can do the special evade from a sheath position as well. To be honest, I had a hard time wrapping my head around this style, because I kept going for the super, but if you just focus on the upswing and the normal 3 charges and the super when you can get it, then I think you'll find pretty good results. Next up, in contender for the best version of Adept is Longsword. So after you evade, you'll do a run in, press X to do a single attack, then R. As long as you have a little bit of spirit gauge, you'll do a new 2-hit combo. It's a 1 downward and 1 backwards, and it raises your spirit level. It's super powerful, it's super fast and easy to do. It just makes the Longsword an absolute delight to play. I mean, it's ridiculously powerful, and it keeps your weapon unsheathed, which allows you to keep on the assault. And for all the spirit gauge, it allows you to just use it to do spirit combos, and not having to be concerned with doing the spirit slash. Next up, the Sword and Shield. The Sword and Shield is special. It has 3 different versions of the evade. There's one that you can do after the back step, which is pretty hard to time out, but is pretty powerful and keeps you on the assault. And the other one, you have a choice of pressing X plus A to do a forward jumping lunge, or pressing X to do a very high jumping lunge. It only does 1 or so hits, so it's not something you want to spam over and over again, but it's definitely nice if you can get the hang of using it. The Dual Blades is another one of my favorites. If you're not in Archdemon or Demon mode, all it is a nice evade that you can then run in and then start attacking, but if you're in Archdemon or Demon mode, that's when it turns into a counter attack. It's meant for being used to evade directly at the monster because as you spin, you do an actual attack. After the evade, if you just use a circle pad, you can do up to 2 demon dashes for free to reposition and then just start praying X or whatever to start attacking. It's a really fun style. Next up, the Hammer. The Hammer has an advantage over the other weapons when it comes to Adapt style in the fact that after you land the special evade, you go straight into a strong charge, so it really doesn't matter if you're running away from the monster or towards them when you do the special evade. All the strong charges are brand new attacks with the Hammer and all look really flashy and cool. I honestly don't know if I can ever go back to regular Hammer now. There's even special ones if you do a jumping off a ledge one. You get this nice little charge up and a slam. So much fun. Next up, the Hunting Horn. Great weapon, by the way. After the Hunting Horn, after you do the evade, there's a 3-hit combo. There's 2 upward strikes followed by a downward one. The great thing about this is that you can press X, A, or X plus A and get any note color that you want for all 3 of those attacks. You also don't have to follow through with the full combo. You can evade out of it after the first or second hit. So it's really good for positioning. So if you try this out, I think you're going to be able to make songs happen faster than you've ever been able to. Make sure you position yourself under the head though so you can go for KOs. And now the Lance. Now the Lance doesn't have an evade. What it does is have a special guard. When you press R, you'll do this little wind up, and if you block an attack within that time period, you'll do this special one. Press X afterwards and you'll do this new upward and sidewards strike. The great thing about this is that it eliminates the need for guard plus armor skill. You can do this to anything. You don't lose any stamina and you don't use any life as well, so it's super powerful if you know how to time it out right. There's a moment after you do the guard where you can put left or right on the circle pad and you can change the direction of the counter attack that you're going to do. This is really good if you learn how to do it right. And in the same vein of the guarding, we have the Gunlance. The Gunlance, if you guard it, does a full reload upward strike. So the upward strike is really powerful and it reloads every single one of your shells. Afterwards, you can follow up with a downward slam and a full burst, so it's really good with normal type weapons, but even if you don't follow through with the burst, being able to guard anything without a guard armor skill and fully reload at the same time is pretty darn sweet. Next up, the Switch Axe. The Switch Axe has two different types of special evades. There's the first one if you're in axe mode. What it does is that really nice, super wide reaching chop finisher combo move. So if you do like the chops and then you do the finisher, that's the same move. You can morph into sword right afterwards as well. And if you're in sword mode already, you'll do this nice double upward strike with it. Keeps you right nice in place so you can sit there and just start going ham on the monster. Cool stuff. The Charge Blade. No, the guard points don't count as a perfect guard. However, if you're in sword mode, you can do a perfect guard, and if you press X afterwards, you'll transfer all your files into your shield, and if you press A after it, you'll do an automatic double charge shot. So here we go, here's a charge shot here. So just make sure to use whichever one best fits the situation. If you're in axe mode, you can do the perfect evade, press A to do the elemental discharge 2, or you can press X to do a downward chop first. It's pretty special that you get to use both the perfect evade and the perfect guard. And just because I wanted to. The Insect Glaive. The Insect Glaive for Bushido style has one huge caveat. You can only send the bug off once, and you have to wait for it to come back. It gets fatigued in one shot only. So you have to be really good with aim, and also they've now made it a little bit easier to use the bug if you do the special evade. After the evade, if you press X, you'll do a downward chop like that. If you notice the bug circles around you, what it is it goes into sort of like autopilot mode. Now it's not perfect, it doesn't always grab the color that you need, but it's still nice to do nonetheless. There's another version if you don't need a color, is you can press A after the evade and you'll do a downward thrust lunge. It's a little bit more powerful, just a little bit, it's 35 motion instead of 30, but it's nice to have that option if you're not caring about extracts. And of course there's a hunter art now for the glaive that will grab all three colors in one shot, so this is another great way to overcome that huge caveat for the Adept style for glaive. The bow. The bow is definitely one of the best styles for Adept because you're always fighting at a mid distance, so being able to evade out of any attack and not take any damage on itself is pretty awesome, but what happens afterwards is your hunter automatically charges into a level 3 charge up. That, you heard me right, instant level 3. I mean, it's pretty insane if you think about it. This definitely makes doing level 3 and level 4 power shots really easy. If you do have load up, it brings you to level 3, but then getting to the level 4 charge is just a second right afterwards. Honestly, Adept style with bow is so good that I don't even see why you would even touch the other styles. It's great. Now on to the bowguns, with light bowgun starting off first. After you do the evade, if you just stop for a second, you'll do a quick power reload, and then for the next 10 seconds, you'll notice that blue effect on your shots. It will power them up, I believe, by 10%. Don't quote me on it quite yet, but I believe that's the amount. Also, you can press X afterwards, and you can go into this sort of evasion run. This allows you to easily reposition yourself and get into wherever you want to go. You can just hit X right away to go right into the run without doing the power reload if you just want to get out of there. And finally, the heavy bowgun. The heavy bowgun is very similar to light bowgun. After you do the evade, you'll do a power reload, or you can just press X to go straight into a run. Now one thing you can do is if you push the circle pad in the direction of the monster right before you do the power reload, press X and you can go right into siege mode straight from there. Adept is not all powerful. If you go in the wrong direction, you can find yourself accidentally running towards the monster and away from them. Or if you're not careful, you can find yourself doing an attack facing away from them, so don't think that this just makes the game super easy, it doesn't. Adept style is really good. However, I know some people think, oh, it just makes the game too easy, but it doesn't. Like, go ahead and try Adept style against like a Great Macau. I guarantee you, you're not going to do that well against it. Really, it's a great style if you know the monster, and that's the point of it. That's why it's Adept, because you're used to and you're proficient against a monster, so it's not just about being able to evade through attacks, because the timing, it almost feels like in between evasion +2 and evasion +3. The window is actually pretty lenient. The perfect guard though is a little bit tighter, but it's not that tight. I think the real big deal about it though is understanding positioning and timing, because after you do this perfect evade, you'll do a run in towards the monster and you can easily find yourself running in the wrong direction or getting hit during it. It's not optional, you do have that run in. And then of course positioning the attack right afterwards. Still, if you know the monsters, it's a great style, it's super fun, and that wish sound that it makes when you do the evade is just like, it's like a drug, it's so addicting. Anyways, I hope you guys are excited for Monster Hunter Generations. I know I am, even though I've been playing Monster Hunter Cross for like 400 hours. And I can't wait to play online with you guys. Anyways, this was Adept style. I hope you guys enjoyed it and are hyped a little bit more. Till next time, happy hunting.